Imagine getting a knock on your front door from a process server, handing you a legal subpoena.
You've been served.
You're being ordered to appear under oath before lawyers and state officials to answer one question. Who did you vote for in the last election and why? If that sounds like something out of an authoritarian playbook, you're not alone. But right here in Indiana, that scenario almost became standard practice for Hoosier voters. Welcome to Wake Up Indiana, where we break down the political decisions shaping our state that the mainstream news glosses over. Today, we are diving into a high-stakes legal battle in Indiana's 23rd Senate District, a primary race decided by just 3 votes that triggered a push by hard-right political lawyers to strip everyday citizens of their right to a secret ballot. We're covering what went down, how a shocking vote at the Recount Commission halted it for now, and why hardliners are already planning their next move to close Indiana's primaries. Hit that subscribe button, grab a coffee, and let's dive into it. To understand how we got here, we have to go back to the May 2026 Republican primary. Senate District 23 is a wide swath of west central Indiana. The incumbent, State Senator Spencer Deary, a moderate conservative who made a critical enemy last year, Donald Trump. Deary stood up against a mid-decade congressional redistricting push by Trump allies. In response, national political groups and dark money PACs poured over $3 million into primary challengers across Indiana to purge Deary and 5 other state senators. And the strategy mostly worked. 5 Republican incumbents were swept out in May, but Spencer Deary held on by the narrowest margin imaginable, 6,337 votes to 6,334 votes. His challenger, former Fountain County Clerk Paula Copenhaver, backed by Washington allies and represented by high-profile conservative attorneys, immediately requested a recount. But they didn't just want a recount of the paper ballots. They decided to target the voters themselves. Copenhaver's legal team began scouring Facebook, X, and local news comments, looking for Hoosiers who mentioned crossing over to vote in the Republican primary. In Indiana, we have open primaries. You don't register as a Democrat or Republican. When you walk up to the poll worker, you simply choose which party ballot you want to vote on. Millions of independent and left-leaning voters do this all the time, participate in local elections where the primary is the real election. Copenhaver's attorney singled out 11 regular citizens who posted online that they picked a Republican ballot to support Deary over the far-right challenger. And then they did something unprecedented. They filed a motion with the Indiana Recount Commission demanding to subpoena those 11 voters. They wanted to haul them into depositions under penalty of perjury to grill them about their past voting history and force them to reveal their votes.
So our position is that when one votes in a partisan primary, they waive their secrecy because they're saying that they voted and how they voted in the past.
Their argument was that if you vote in a primary and don't strictly align with that party, you waive your constitutional right to a secret ballot. They cited an obscure state statute to argue that crossover voting is illegal voter fraud. Think about the precedent that sets. If you post online about local politics, a losing candidate could literally subpoena you, dig into your political past, and try to invalidate your vote after the fact. It's voter intimidation wrapped in a legal motion. This week, the Indiana Recount Commission met to rule on whether to grant these voter subpoenas. The commission has 3 members, 1 Democrat and 2 Republicans. Most observers expected the Republican majority to side with the Trump-backed campaign, but then came the shocker. Democratic member Michael Clater immediately pushed back.
In summary, ballot secrecy is a fundamental right of voters, subject to a strict scrutiny analysis under the Anderson-Burdick standard.
The deciding vote came down to Indiana's Republican Secretary of State, Diego Morales. Morales, who has been a controversial figure himself, broke ranks with his fellow conservative party leaders. He voted no on the subpoenas.
I believe we have a motion and a second.
I was in second. Well, all in favor to deny. Vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed.
No.
The ayes have it.
In a 2-1 decision, the Recount Commission struck down the voter subpoenas. Spencer Deary's attorney rightly pointed out that dragging voters into depositions based on social media posts would create an endless cycle of post-election harassment. Now, you might think, great, sanity won out. Secret ballots are safe. Not so fast. Look at what Secretary of State Morales said immediately after his vote.
First and foremost, I believe that the time to challenge voters is at the polls. That's That's what I've been a poll worker myself. I've been doing this for a few years. But number two, actually, we could have avoided all of this if the General Assembly, I've been a big supporter and I've been promoting close primaries for the past 2 sessions.
This is the real takeaway here. The hard right wing of the Indiana Republican Party didn't get to interrogate voters this time, but they are now using this 3-vote race as leverage to close Indiana's primaries entirely. If Indiana moves to close primaries, hundreds of thousands of independent and moderate voters will be locked out of choosing local officials in one-party dominant counties. It guarantees that only the most extreme primary candidates decide who sit in the state house. This 3-vote primary in District 23 wasn't just about one state Senate seat. It was a test drive for voter surveillance and primary closing. The Recount Commission meets again on August 18th to address hundreds of disputed ballots and finalize the election. But the fight over who gets to participate in Indiana's democracy is just getting started. What do you think? Should Indiana keep open primaries, or do you think parties should restrict who can vote? Let me know in the comments below. If you appreciate political reporting focused strictly on Hoosier state politics, hit that like button and share this video with a friend, and subscribe to Wake Up Indiana. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and wake up, Indiana.